Hi babes, and welcome back to my channel. So if you guys have seen my previous video, this is going to be my 1 week post VSG update. So let's get straight into it. So a little bit with stats. My surgery was on March 30th, 2018 in the city of Wildomar, California under Dr. David Suh at Inland Valley Medical Center. I have PPO insurance with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. I do live in California. I thought I would include that just because a lot of people have different insurances, and for my case in particular, that was what I had, or what I went with. So on the day of surgery, I was 245 pounds. So that put me at a 30-pound loss prior to surgery. I was on a 2-day liquid diet and a 6-month no starch diet. That was not mandated by my doctor necessarily. He just had a rule that any weight that you gain, you basically you can't gain weight in the process. And since my process started a year before I actually decided to commit to this, I had to lose 10 pounds. And so I did no starch. I continue to do no starch just because I was getting really good results with it. So that's just a little bit about my weight loss prior to surgery. At the 1 week mark, I was down 11 pounds. So that was in the first week. So let's go ahead and recap a little bit of the first week post VSG. So coming home, I had a separate room set up for basically my recovery, because my room is a little bit crowded with all my filming set up. So basically my necessities for my 1 week that really stood out to me were a kind of like a pregnancy pillow. It was a U-shaped pillow, which really allowed me to have support and comfort in my back, but also it like kept me from being on my side, or rolling on my side and rolling on my stomach. And truly it was heaven sent. I really do recommend it to everyone, especially if you're a side and stomach sleeper like myself. So for the first week I was on clear liquids, and so I had a lot of juice. I actually took home the juice that was provided at the hospital. So my 1 week essentials would definitely have to be Gas-X. I wasn't able to pass gas until I came home from the hospital, and truly, like, for the first 3 to 4 days I was having one of these at least twice a day, and it was so relieving, and they truly work. So I got the Gas-X extra strength, and they were in the mint flavor. Then of course my pain medication, as you can tell, mine is super full. I only decided because I was scared to get nauseous with it, so I did take this only at night for the first 3 days. Now that's what I was comfortable with, but my doctor did advise if I was in pain to go ahead and use this, or to actually just use Tylenol extra strength in the liquid form, because it for sure wouldn't make me nauseous. Next, after a couple nights, it was pretty hard for me to go to sleep once I wasn't really groggy anymore. I did have several nights where I just couldn't get to sleep at a decent time, so I went out to Sprouts, and they actually have liquid melatonin, and I used it for a couple nights. I wanted to talk about it because it's out there and I want you guys to be aware of it. I wouldn't say it was like heaven sent for me. It didn't help me too much, but it is definitely an option for you to go out and get. Now these babies, I literally had one for everything. So like I said, I was mostly on juice, water, and chicken broth, homemade chicken broth. So this is what I would put my juice and my water into, and I would just continuously sip on this. I was a little bit, initially I had bought these to go ahead and drink out of, to kind of keep measurements of, to track how much water. That's something I did do a lot of because I really wanted to give my doctor feedback on how much I was able to get down. So these were great, and I was too scared to use something like this because of the sip. I would have to control my own sip, and I didn't really trust myself. I was quite a chugger prior to surgery, so these really helped out because it's really limiting on how much you can actually get, and for the first couple of days it's truly useful because it really does avoid you over sipping or taking too big of a gulp, because trust me, it will hurt. So these were great. These were just from like Target, I believe. So the app that I currently use and used from the beginning to both track my water, my protein, my weight, my inches is called Verytastic. So it's super cool. It has a countdown for prior to weight, post prior to VSG, post-surgery and stuff like that, has your BMI, and it also has a cool journal that you can journal how you feel. And the first week I did journal a lot just because I really wanted to give my doctor some feedback. So on April 3rd, so the Tuesday after surgery, I logged that I was groggy and I did sleep well. I walked a lot and I did 5 laps at my park, and I ate 2 ounces of broth throughout the day and 1 apple juice. So the first couple days were hard. Definitely I was only able to get about 6 ounces of juice and about I would say no more than 16 ounces of water, really. At my 1 week appointment, I was down 11 pounds. I was down to 235. I was advised to take milk of magnesia to go ahead and create a bowel movement. The first week I didn't have a bowel movement at all. So after my 1 week appointment, I was cleared to go on full liquids, some mushy foods, go ahead and start my protein and my vitamin intake. So that was my experience for my first week post-op. I will be doing a video on week 2 and week 3, which is my mushy food. My mushy food stage. So if you guys have any questions or anything about anything that I mentioned today, feel free to leave me a comment below. As always, thank you guys so much for the support that you guys are continuously showing me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.